Hi, this is Lori from the Paint Girly channel, and today I'm working on using watercolor to make background pages with some paper that I have laying around. I've been watching a few different uh, content creators, one of them being Shannon Green, and so I'm trying to channel Shannon's technique here of making watercolor backgrounds. It's kind of abstract, and you just need a few things. Some watercolor paints. She recommends you use something cheap because you go through a lot of paint if you're doing a bulk of paper. And you need a large watercolor brush, any shape. I happen to use this big round one. It's the number 16. Number 16. She uses a ShamWow to clean her brush off. She said it really holds a lot of water, which it does, and I just happen to have it. But you could use a stack of paper towels, I'm sure. I have a variety of papers. I have magazine paper. I've got some National Geographic paper, book paper, dictionary paper, whatever you have laying around. The thing that intrigued me about this is that when the paper dries, Shannon does both sides, and then she makes her own magazine with the paper, and they're to die for. I'm sorry, they just are. And the sound and the crunch of the paper just sucked me right in. So I want to make my own. So that's what I'm working on and trying today. So she speeds up her video, and you just watch her go through the steps, and there's some instructions, very few instructions she has up on the screen, which is really not my way of learning. I learn better when I watch and hear you tell me what to do. So I'm not sure I have this exactly right, but this is what I think Shannon is doing. Now, I've been working on this morning, and I just have this little bin that I'm putting all my wet pages in. Now, I haven't dried any of these, and I need to come back and do the back side once these dry. I'm assuming you do it after these dry. But I didn't catch that on the video. But to be honest, I get a little anxious and I fast forward through a lot of stuff, and so that's what I did. So I'm assuming when I dry these, I do the other side. They'll get nice and crunchy and look, of course, look delicious. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I'm doing. Shannon, oh, and you need a spray bottle. You're not going to be dipping your brush in a couple jars of water like you normally would. She uses a spray bottle. So she just sprays the tip of her brush. I'm spraying my paper so that the paint moves fairly well. And of course, if you use watercolor at all, you want to spritz your pans of paint. And she really doesn't clean her brush off too much in between colors. Quite frankly, she just doesn't. So I've got some frosted colors here. I've been throwing those in. And then I usually, if I'm doing something dark, I put a little pop of color. But you want them to be real juicy. Then she also gives you a tip that if you get an area where the colors kind of get muddy, you just take a clean piece of paper you have in your stash and you just soak it up. See, and then that creates another really cool page, right? She also does mention that the magazine pages are a little more difficult because they're glossy. They're not really waxy, but they're glossy. Oh, I hit the camera. Goodness me. So I'm going to do a dictionary page here. I don't think the dictionary pages really absorb the water very well either. Now, on some of the pages, you'll see if you watch Shannon's video, and I'll link that in my description box, that she cleans her brush sometimes just on the next page. So that's kind of cool. So this one I'm just striping I'm just picking some colors I like. Now, if you're working in a particular project and you need certain colors, you know, that's what you're going to do, right? And then sometimes I spritz this additionally, and then I tip my page and let the colors kind of run together. Now I've got quite a puddle here. So I'm going to take one of my extra sheets here that I'm mopping up the extra. And then once I get one of these sheets to look the way I might like it to look, I just put it in my bin to dry. Now, of course, you can dry them in the oven. Shannon said she gets over anxious and in a hurry. But see, that then the dictionary paper really kind of looks washed out. So I've been going back and adding back some of the same color I may have used originally. And then I'll put that in my bin. Now I have some National Geographic. I took that 1998 edition I had. And I'm going to spritz it, spritz my brush, and just start dipping into some other colors. And you don't have to go into stripes. I just started doing stripes because I was getting bored doing other stuff. And I guess once you are finished, you know, that's when you clean up your paint trays. But I have this. This is a koi watercolor set. And when I bought it, I didn't realize it was shimmery. I've had it for years. I've hardly ever used it. So I'm adding a little bit of these colors on some of these pages. And to tell you quite frankly, they're not going down as quick as I would like them to. And then I have a few little Paul Rubens here, which are really bright colors, which I wouldn't normally use. So I'm just using up some of this stuff that, you know, of course, to be very truthful with you, I'm not a big watercolor person. So this is all new to me. So I'm just going to continue. Now what I'm hoping to do is once I get some of these dried and the back side finished and painted up, to come back on and hopefully figure out how to add the next video onto this video. I might have to do a part 1 and part 2. I don't think I'm that recording savvy to figure it out. Now I'm going to want to do a magazine page to show you. Now I have pre-sprayed this, so this is very damp, but I'm going to spray it again. And I'm just going to wipe out my brush. And I'm going to put some dark blue. Now this has some green in it. Some of my colors have moved around on me here, I think. That's some purple. I'm going to just show you in a minute what I mean here. And this is exactly what Shannon said, and it is certainly true. If I can pick it up and see if you can. Can you see how that is not... the paper is really not absorbing that paint. It's just beading. Let's see if I can get that sweet spot. It's not working for me. Well, maybe there. You can probably tell what I'm, pick up what I'm showing you. See the little beads of paint? Doesn't do that on the other surface. Even the National Geographic takes it a little better. But you know what? I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. And I'm just adding some color. And then I take my little... I like how it looks when you mop it up with another sheet of paper. So I'm really not using any plan, no rhyme or reason, really. I'm just plopping paint down. And of course, with watercolor, you want to make sure you keep spraying your tin and keeping your colors nice and moist. And then Shannon said if you get any muddy spots, when you mop up those spots on another piece of paper, it kind of takes care of the problem. So that's kind of cool, right? Now I've got some planner paper here too. Let's do one of those. This is a very nice planner paper. I want to use the planner for something else. This is a 2019-2020 I found in probably in a Goodwill. And I like the cover and I like the way the paper felt. So I'm going to make some kind of journal with it. Probably an art journal of some kind. And of course, it had so many pages in it, I really didn't need that many pages. I really have that sopping wet. So now I'm going to come back in with one of my Soppa papers and just sop up a little bit of that. So you can see how these colors have run together down here. Kind of makes like a muddy kind of a mess. I'm going to soak that up. That page is pretty full. And then when you soak it up, your original paper looks better. And it looks pretty good on your soak up paper as well, right? She's a genius. So that's it for this video. I'm going to come back when I get both sides done, dry my paper, and show you my results. And hopefully that'll be a wrap. So I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.